Hello, welcome to Lothar's Guitar School, and today we talk about gear again, and we talk about this nifty little device. It's the Crunch Master by Hughes and Kettner, built in the late 80s. It's a preamp and power amp. It's used independently if you want, but you can also hook it up to a PA or to a recording system to record directly. Or you can use it as a preamp for your guitar amp. So let's look at it in detail, what the different functions and inputs are. So you have the guitar input here, on-off switch on the other side, and regular controls. You have a gain control, and then you have bass, middle and treble, and you have a button here to boost the brightness again, and you have a master. So that's it in the front. So with these two you can control the amount of crunch you get from it. On the back side you have different outputs. Actually you have one additional input again. You can use this one here to input your guitar as well. And on the other side you have the speaker out, so you can connect a speaker directly to it and you have a small power amp with it. This side is the output for recording and for going into your guitar amp. So to switch here you have line level for going into a PA or a recording device, or instrument level to go into the input of a guitar amp. And you have different outputs here. You have a tube amp out, which gives you the tube amp signal. You have a bypass signal here, which is instrument only. So this bypasses the tube amp. The mix combines both of them, and you can switch them here, either tube amp or bypass, or you can hook up a foot switch which does the same thing. And you have an output here called cabinetulator. We usually call that loudspeaker emulation. So that gives you a speaker emulation, and with this you can go directly into the PA or into a recording device. So now let's look at it and hear what it sounds like. So now hook this up to this speaker and just clean the guitar into the amplifier. A little gain, master all the way up, so you have a clean sound. Or this is with a humbucker, with a single coil. It's maybe a little bit too bright, so I can take a little less brightness. Okay, that's it for clean sound. If you want a more distorted sound, more crunchy sound, you go up with gain, master not that far up, or with a more distorted sound, humbucker now. Or single coil, similar position. Now I've hooked it up to the input of my guitar amp and use it as a preamp to it. So also I have connected the foot switch, so I can switch between clean sound, the sound bypassing this, and the sound going through here. So now bypassing it at the moment, it's That's the sound of this amp. Do I switch now to this amp, I can get all the amplification that this piece gives me. And I can now add more or less output distortion, power amp, because I have in the back here the amount of tube amp I want to add. So add a little more here. Or add less of this, and then I can give more output in the back. If you look at the top, you'll see there's a schematic diagram of all the in and outputs explained, which is really helpful to understand what possibilities there are. It's important to see that the gain stages, tube stages of preamp and power amp, both go to the outputs of guitar amp or PA or recording device. So you have a clear two-stage tube amp amplification, and we'll look at it in detail just in a second if you take off the top. The first one is an ECC 83, I believe. It's not labeled, and the second one is the power amp is an EL 84, I believe. And if you look here, you'll see it's not clearly all tube. It has some ICs built in, and you see it when you check at the schematics as well on the diagram. You'll see that there's an IC here and there in the preamp stage, and there's an IC here in the cabinetulator output. But the main amplification is done here with a preamp ECC 83 and power amp EL 84. That's the inside of this little device. And now I hooked it up to my stereo using the cabinetulator out. And you have all the other choices that you had before as well. So it sounds like this. For today for Lothar's Guitar School. Gear talk about this little piece, Crunch Master by Hughes and Kettner. I hope you liked it. Tell me in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye bye.